everyone, Jennifer Edwards with Direction LLC. I am here and I have a problem that I had, and I have a friend who is going to talk about that problem because, like all my other entrepreneurial friends, I was too cheap to get an attorney and I ran into a problem and then I had to fix it. So I'm going to show you the correct way to deal with this situation, and maybe you will avoid what I had. So I'm going to start out by letting Jamie introduce herself.
My name is Jamie Miller. I own J. Miller Law Firm. I've had that open since 2014, and my office is at 71st and Yale. I focus on business and employment issues as well as estate planning and probate.
All right. So I think that just like anything else in life, there has to be, I think, a little bit of a disclaimer for an attorney. If you're going to talk on video, you have to say something to them.
I do have to give my boring attorney disclaimer, which is that this video is not specific legal advice. Watching this video does not make me your attorney, but if you do have a legal question, please feel free to reach out and contact me.
So there you go. All right, so getting straight into it, here's what I did. So I went online and I created my own LLC, and then I went to a credit union. There we go. Sorry, the words would not come. And I opened an account. This has been a year and a half ago. And at that time, credit unions could open business accounts without having to have articles of organization. And so I did that. Well, then recently, federal guidelines came down. Credit unions have to have all the same information on file from their clients as regular banks do. So I said to my credit union, can I set up an account? They said, sure, but it's more complicated. We'd probably rather you just go to a bank. And I was like, well, okay. So I go to my regular bank, set up an account. In the conversation I have with the very sweet lady who helped me, I said, can my husband be an authorized signer on this account? Here's where the problem comes in. And she said, yes, he can. However, when you die, just being an authorized signer will not give him permission to take any money out of the account after you're gone. And I said, well, how do I fix that? And she said, you need to have a death
or disability or clause in your agreement.
Dissolution. That was it.
Sure.
Death, dissolution, or death or disability dissolution clause. So then what did I do? Did I call Jamie? No, I did not. I spent all day long on the internet trying to find a clause. And I found one from Oregon, which is what's in my paperwork now. Is it legal? I don't know. I have no idea. Because I still didn't call Jamie until I decided to do this video, because I had the problem. So, I am a sole member LLC. Sole member LLC. Mm-hmm. So everybody sets theirs up differently. So I want to give Jamie an opportunity to describe a couple of the different LLCs so that we get that straight right off the front.
Sure. So first of all, there are different corporate structures beyond LLC. You could also be a C Corp. There's partnerships. There's a couple of others. LLC is the one I see the most often. It's easy to form. You could be a single member LLC, like Jennifer is, just herself. You could be a multi-member, so that's where you have one or more other people that are in that business, in that LLC with you.
Okay, so a little bit about why it's just not that simple to just go pull things off the internet.
Sure.
And find random Oregon state clauses to throw into your information for your bank.
Sure. So another thing I would say, before you decide on a business structure, there are tax consequences that differ for the different structures. Particularly with the new tax law. So before you decide to be an LLC versus a C Corp, I always make sure people have an accountant or refer them to an accountant to make sure they're making the correct decision for their own tax situation. And then, what was the question?
The question was why it's just not that easy.
Sure. There is a lot to more than just filling out the Secretary of State paperwork. There's a lot of other steps that need to be done. With that, it is important to have an operating agreement if you're an LLC, even a single member. First of all, because at a practical level, banks will make you have one now. So, but also the whole point of having a limited liability company is to limit your liability. And you do that by having evidence that you have a formal business structure. So registering with the Secretary of State, having an operating agreement, having a business bank account, not mingling your personal and business assets. Those are all just good practical things to do if you're going to run a business. And,
the moral to the story is, regardless of what your structure is, it's really important to make sure that you find an attorney that you trust and have them glance over your operating agreement to make sure that, and I'm sure there's probably other things that besides just if you kick the bucket, make sure somebody can actually shut your business down and get the money out. But it's just really important to make sure that you have an attorney look that over, because there's probably a couple of other things that I'm not even mentioning that need to be in an operating agreement.
Yeah, it goes through your structure and how decisions will be made in the event of your absence as well. If you have any partners, if there's any disputes, how that will be resolved, buying and selling the business decisions. There's also a number of other things that I go through with clients beyond just the operating agreement. Other steps that need to be taken to formalize your business, make sure you're really up and running properly.
Okay, so I cannot stress enough to not be like me, and make sure that you find someone that you are happy with, that is very versed in what they do, which Jamie is. This is a big part of your practice.
It is about half my business, yes.
Half of her business is working with startups.
And startups, buying, selling, ongoing support, yes.
Okay. So that's really all I wanted to say to all my friends out there who are solopreneurs, who, I get it. Money's tight in the beginning. I totally understand. But that was one of those things that hit me hard, that I was like, holy moly, I really could have set my husband up for a full-on heartache of having to deal with this after I'm gone, and there's not even a clause in my operating agreement to make sure that he could go in, grab the money out, shut the business down, and not have to go through some court mess. So that's really all I had. So I hope this was helpful for all of you, my friends. I want to give Jamie an opportunity to tell you how you can get in touch with her.
Sure. If you want to reach me by phone at the office, it's 918-770-7810. Email's Jamie at jmillerlawfirmpllc.com.
There you go. And I'm Jennifer Edwards. I'm with Direction LLC. I am your friendly consultant, making many mistakes so that you don't have to. And hope to hear from you soon. Feel free to give me a call anytime. I'm at 918-850-3736. And my website is www.bizdirectionllc.com. We'll see you guys later.